So let's look at how we'll actually access the class. So if you come here for this cohort, the site is thefocalpointhub.com/photoclass-2025B. This is because the previous cohort is 2025. So this will be your version of the class. Now, I highly recommend not going to the other one and going through it at your own pace for a lot of reasons. The first being that there will be real-time videos and things that will be relevant to your cohort. And then the second part is that it is very intentionally laid out in the time frame that it is so that you have time to absorb and practice and all of that. So please try to keep it on point with our schedule. Again, if you get behind or anything like that, that's fine. Jump in, get caught up, do what you have to do. But I would say not to go to the other photo class. Okay. So this is what it looks like when you get here. We have a little introduction, and you're going to first see this unit. This is where you already are probably. But basically what you're going to do for each unit is you'll see the different lessons here. And you're just going to go through them, watch the videos, read, click on the links, and so forth. And when you complete them, they will mark that. So you'll see our syllabus here, which explains exactly when everything is happening. And then this is our FAQ, which you're looking at right now. And then here are our teachers and so forth. So every single unit will look similar to this. The last thing is always going to be this assignment page, and it will look very similar to this every time, which tells you exactly what you're doing, what the parts are, and you'll also usually have a little TLDR explaining what you should be submitting. So if you're following along from Reddit, the place where you are going to submit your assignments are on the unit number assignment. So currently the January cohort is on unit 12, and this is their assignment page. And basically what you'd want to do is just put your assignment in here as a comment. The mentors who follow Reddit, this is where they would go to give you feedback. And in case you're not old-fashioned like myself and you're using new Reddit, it will look like this. Okay, so if you're following along from Discord, it will look something like this. When you come in here, you'll see these different sections. Now, if you're new to Discord, this can be pretty daunting. If you're from the past, like myself, you can think of it as like an old AOL chat room. Otherwise, the best way to look at it is that we have categories, like welcome. And then inside that category are what we call channels. And each of these channels has a different purpose. So when you first arrive in the Discord, you're going to see the welcome screen, which in case you forget where things go, this is a good place because there's a little reminder here. What I would suggest everyone do is when they come in for the first time, go into this community tab and go to introductions. Here you can go ahead and say, hey, this is who I am. I'm doing the photo class. This is what I hope to get out of it, etc. You can also put any social media that you want in here. This isn't really just for sharing photos. It's more for sharing your socials in case you want to find people outside of the Discord, maybe on Instagram or Blue Sky or what have you, so that you can kind of follow along that way and people can follow you along that way. Now, as far as the assignments go, you're going to scroll down to the photo class section. This class announcement is where you will see when the new unit goes live and with a direct link to it. The class assignments, this is the one where you're going to be submitting your assignment. And I just want to show you essentially what that will look like. So let's scroll down a little bit to maybe an older one. So for example, this one here. So just to show you what what your post will look like. You'll write your little reflection here, and you'll put your image in there. And then this is where people can comment. You'll see mentors' comments as well as other peers in there. This is a very great way to kind of keep engaged, and you will see, for example, Fish here is one of our mentors. He's in red, so he's giving his feedback as a mentor. The purple means that they're in the photo class with you, so they're a peer. Be open to feedback and critique from anyone. We do talk about how to give effective feedback early on in the course, so you should both be willing to get it and also to give it. It really does enhance the class. Other channels to look at are the Photoclass Lounge. This is where you can go to just chat about the class in general. You can also just kind of pop in any questions that you have. If you want to just talk in general, not about the class, we have the Community Lounge, which is just free for everyone. You're going to see lots of different colors here as well. This green are people who are doing the 52 weeks, which is its own category as well. Then other things that we have in the Photoclass category is the Ask Mentors. If you have a specific question that you want to ask the mentors, this is the perfect place to do so. If somebody asks a question here and you know the answer, feel free to answer too. This is not exclusively like mentors only can answer questions here. Anyone can answer here. And then under that, we have our general photography channels. This is perfect for you have a question about your gear, or you have an article that you think other people would be interested in. And then there's also the inspiration, which is a great place to share anything that you saw that seemed interesting that you want to share. And then different genres are in here. So if you're really into macro photography, you can share your macro photos here. You can ask questions about macro, etc. So this is exactly where you can share anything at any time. Now, let's say you want feedback on a photo that is unrelated to the class. We have that up here in the community section. The community section will be another place that you'll spend some time. So the lounge, like I said, is where you just go to chat. Then we have this resources tab. The resources tab has all kinds of links and things that you might find interesting to help you. If you find something that you think would be interesting for people, go ahead, pop it in here. I would ask that maybe you label it so people know what they're looking at before they click on it. But this is a great place to add some of that. Then we have the showcase section. The showcase section is where you can just post any photos you want. Not necessarily to get feedback, because you see here you can tag it that you're welcoming feedback on that photo, or maybe you just want to share it and you don't want feedback. That's okay. Just tag it no feedback, and then you will see that. Nobody used that tag. Everybody is welcome to feedback. But don't feel shame if you don't want feedback. It's okay. You can choose no feedback. Then this section here is specifically if you are trying to get feedback on a specific image or set of images that maybe isn't related to the class. This is the perfect place to put it. You're going to see comments from mentors and other peers and people from the 52 weeks and other people who are just here in the Discord server. So that's a great place for that. Then there is a meetups channel. Occasionally people from the course or from 52 weeks will get together in the city that they live in. New York has had a few, San Francisco's had a few, the Netherlands has had one. If you are somewhere and you want to know if there's anyone else around, go ahead and say, hey, is anyone in Cincinnati? And then maybe other people will show up and say, yeah, I am. And you can, facilitate this own meetup on your own just for helping each other or getting to know people in real life that are going through this community with you. And that's really the main crux of it. So if you have other questions about the Discord, go ahead and pop them in the lounge or wherever. You can also just send me a private message. This is my profile here. So I'm just at Clundon again, at C London. So you can reach out to me directly if you want to, or go ahead and post in here. So that's it. That's how you submit your assignments and just get around the Discord in general. Looking forward to seeing your contributions.